The history of the United States is a tapestry of diverse threads, each representing different peoples, ideologies, and events that shaped the nation. From the indigenous cultures flourishing before European arrival to the modern superpower it is today, the U.S. has undergone profound transformations. This narrative aims to journey through these pivotal moments, highlighting the struggles, triumphs, and the enduring spirit of democracy. In just 10 minutes, we'll explore the key chapters of American history, understanding how each phase contributed to the nation's identity. Let's embark on this concise yet comprehensive exploration of the United States, appreciating the complexity and resilience that define its story. The journey through the history of the United States, from its earliest days to the present, reveals a nation of complexity, resilience, and innovation. Before Europeans set foot on what is now the United States, diverse Native American cultures thrived across the continent. These societies ranged from the nomadic tribes of the Great Plains to the complex civilizations of the Aztecs, Maya, and Inca. In 1492, Christopher Columbus's arrival marked the beginning of European exploration and colonization. The Spanish, French, Dutch, and English established colonies, each bringing their cultures, religions, and ambitions. This period saw the forging of new identities, but also the displacement and suffering of indigenous peoples due to disease, war, and colonization. The colonial era laid the groundwork for the United States, a melting pot of cultures and ideas, but also set the stage for centuries of conflict and negotiation between Europeans and Native Americans. The American Revolution was ignited by a clash over authority and taxation without representation. British attempts to exert control over the colonies through acts like the Stamp Act and the Boston Tea Party fueled a desire for independence. In 1776, the Declaration of Independence was adopted, proclaiming the colony's separation from Britain. Led by figures such as George Washington, the revolutionaries faced a formidable British army. The war, marked by battles like Saratoga and Yorktown, was as much a struggle on the battlefield as it was on the ideological front, advocating liberty and democratic principles. The Treaty of Paris in 1783 recognized the sovereignty of the United States, a new nation founded on the ideals of freedom and self-governance. After gaining independence, the United States faced the task of building a nation. The Articles of Confederation, initially guiding the new nation, proved inadequate, leading to the Constitutional Convention in 1787. The U.S. Constitution emerged, establishing a federal government with checks and balances. The Bill of Rights, ratified in 1791, safeguarded personal freedoms and rights. During this period, the country grappled with internal conflicts and external threats, navigating relationships with European powers. The War of 1812 against Britain, sometimes called the Second War for Independence, tested the young nation's resilience. Victory in the war bolstered national pride and confirmed the United States' sovereignty, setting the stage for expansion and growth. The early 19th century was marked by the United States' rapid westward expansion, driven by the belief in manifest destiny, the idea that Americans were destined to spread democracy and capitalism across the continent. This era saw the Louisiana Purchase, the Trail of Tears, and the Texas Revolution, significantly enlarging the nation's territory, but also escalating conflicts with Native Americans and among settlers. The issue of slavery became increasingly divisive as new states and territories were added to the Union. Debates over whether these lands should permit slavery polarized the nation. The Missouri Compromise and the Compromise of 1850 were temporary fixes that ultimately failed to prevent the growing rift between the North and South, setting the stage for the Civil War. The Civil War, America's bloodiest conflict, erupted from deep-seated tensions over slavery and states' rights. It pitted the Union against the Confederacy, leading to the loss of over 600,000 lives. Key battles like Gettysburg and technological advancements changed warfare. President Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 declared slaves in Confederate states to be free, making abolition a war aim. The Union's victory in 1865 preserved the nation and ended slavery. Reconstruction followed, aiming to rebuild the South and integrate freed slaves into society. Despite initial progress, it faced resistance, leading to the rise of segregationist laws. This period laid the groundwork for future civil rights movements. Following Reconstruction, the United States experienced rapid industrialization, transforming into a world economic leader. Innovations in technology, transportation, and communication, such as the telegraph and railroad, revolutionized industries and urbanized the landscape. Figures like John D. Rockefeller and Andrew Carnegie epitomized the era's wealth and philanthropy, but also its stark inequalities and labor exploitation. This period, known as the Gilded Age, saw the rise of monopolies, prompting debates over corporate power and worker rights. Labor strikes and the formation of unions highlighted the struggles of the working class. Meanwhile, the influx of immigrants added to the nation's cultural tapestry, but also ignited tensions. The era set the stage for progressive reforms addressing the challenges of industrial society. This period in U.S. history began with neutrality in World War I, later joining the Allies in 1917, helping to secure victory. The 1920s brought a brief economic boom, followed by the 1929 stock market crash, leading to the Great Depression. Millions faced unemployment, homelessness, and hunger. President Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal introduced sweeping economic and social reforms aimed at recovery. World War II saw the U.S. emerge as a decisive force after the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. American industrial might and military contributions were pivotal in the Allies' victory. The war effort pulled the nation out of economic despair, leading to unprecedented prosperity. These years reshaped the U.S. role on the global stage, setting its status as a superpower. Post-World War II, the United States entered the Cold War, a period of geopolitical tension with the Soviet Union. This era saw the rise of the nuclear arms race and the space race. Domestically, the civil rights movement marked a significant struggle for racial equality. The late 20th and early 21st centuries witnessed technological advancements, economic globalization, and the challenges of terrorism, notably the September 11 attacks. Social issues, including equality and environmental concerns, have taken center stage. Recent years have seen the U.S. grappling with political division, a global pandemic, and a renewed focus on civil rights. Throughout these years, the United States has maintained its influence on the world stage, constantly evolving in response to internal and external pressures. This narrative has traversed pivotal moments from the founding ideals of liberty and democracy to the trials of war and the challenges of social and economic change. The United States has evolved into a global power, influencing world affairs and championing the principles of freedom and justice. Yet, the story of America is ongoing, shaped by its people's aspirations and struggles. As we look to the future, the lessons of the past guide us, reminding us of the enduring spirit that defines the American experience.